Graham, obviously it's early on Monday morning, but what's the reaction been like just over the last 48 hours after the Blackburn game?
Well, I mean, unfortunately in football, like, we can't dwell on it too much. I mean, we had the post-mortem after the game, and and then you get the stats off the analyst, and really on paper we haven't done maybe as bad as what we've seen, but because we've had shots and we've had shots on target, and kept them down to limited attempts on goal. But I think we all know that it's not really satisfactory performance. So sometimes the statistics have to go to one side in this situation, and we know we've got to get closer to players, stop them passing the ball forward as easily as they did on Saturday, and there's only us can put that right, and obviously have a more of a threat at the top end of the pitch.
You mentioned having more of a threat, 11 games to go. At what point do you say, right, we're going to have a go now? Because the situation's pretty precarious in terms of the league table. At what point do you say, right, we're going to have a go now?
Well, I think it's come really. I think we've always intended to have a go. It's just like, sometimes it's like a situation where we can't open up and then be involved in 4-3 games, or be on the wrong end of 4s and 5s. That would be silly. But we have to. We know now we have to. Quite simple in football, score more than the opposition, and we have to try and win games. But the league table itself hasn't changed that much, and the odd team now seem to be getting dragged further and further into it. But I think the main message is that we have to do something about it ourselves. We have to stop looking at we'll always be looking at other results, but it has to be the least important thing on a Saturday that we're looking at other people to see if they've been beaten, because we've been beaten. We need to be looking at it maybe that we've won. Why did they go on? It doesn't matter. We're going to start and win some football matches. I think that's got to be the message to the players.
A team similar to us, Birmingham, been performing relatively well in the majority of games, but a lack of results since Gianfranco Zola's come in, certainly. What do you expect from them tomorrow night?
Well, from what I saw when they played Leeds, I mean, typical of him, he's got a team trying to play football his way, attractive football. So we've certainly got to be competitive in the midfield area and try and take that over. But as we've seen in recent years, certainly since obviously, like say Roberto's years, that you don't have to dominate possession to win games. As well, certainly in the Birmingham Leeds game on Friday, Leeds had the least possession but were the most threatening in the penalty area, and we have probably got to become that team.
Birmingham as a whole, though they have struggled for results of late, do you look to take advantage of playing a team that perhaps are similarly to us, a bit low on confidence?
Well, they're a big club in their own right, and they usually have a decent following, and but you feel that if you start the game right, you can maybe turn the crowd against their own team, which is always an advantage, I feel, at these bigger clubs. And we've done that a couple of times this year. And when we started the game on the front foot and done that, which we aim to do, on Tuesday, that could work in our favour big time. But it's a great stadium to play football, and one that the players should relish.
In terms of team news, we'll start on Sean McDonald. Looked a bad injury after 4 minutes at Ewood Park. How is he?
Unfortunately, it's not quite as bad as it seemed. I think Sean's a tough, competitive player, but I think it was probably the immediate impact that from what the physios are saying was quite painful. But touch wood, it's not maybe a ligament, and there's hope for him even now at this stage for Saturday.
You've lost Sam Morsey to suspension after getting that yellow card. It opens up opportunities, doesn't it, for other players?
Yeah, and there's obviously been a lot of players chomping at the bit and knocking on the manager's door, asking him why they're not playing. So now somebody, maybe Laurent or other alternatives, because we're going to have to be competitive in midfield, certainly at Birmingham, above all else. So there will be an opportunity after training today for somebody to put themselves in the team. And
I suppose the message, you said it on Saturday, don't give up, 11 games to go, there's still a long way to go.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, it's, you want to win more games, but certainly we know there's probably a figure that we need to get to, and there's certainly enough games to get to that. But it has to be now. We have to start somewhere. Like I think there's been a slight improvement, but when we have a chance to kick on, we don't, and it's like now or never, isn't it?